What I'm about to show you isn't sexy, but it's the only reason that I'm consistently booking sales calls every single week, and it took me from having an extremely dry calendar to having a pipeline that I can barely even keep up with in just 90 days. You've probably seen dozens of cold email gurus on YouTube promising you a full calendar with some magic subject line or some AI tool, and I'm here to tell you, after sending north of 1 million emails myself, none of that matters. The ones filling their calendars are running a specific system that most people find too boring to follow, and it all comes down to 4 mechanisms that I'm breaking down step by step in this video. All right, so let's talk about why your emails aren't getting replies. And 99% of the time, it comes down to one thing: your offer sucks. Most people are out here offering a quick call or a free audit or a Loom video walkthrough. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. Prospects are numb to that stuff and they do not care. They have seen it 1,000 times. Here's what changed everything for me. I started giving away something people would actually pay for, like not some vague audit, not a strategy call where you're just trying to pitch them. I'm talking about something so valuable that they'd feel stupid saying no based off of their business. Let me give you a couple examples of what I mean here. Look, if you do something like SEO, optimize their Google business profile for free. If you do something like outbound for clients, send them 100 qualified leads in their niche for free, maybe even some email copy to go along with it. Look, this is the foot in the door, and it should cost you almost nothing to deliver something like this. And I call this the irresistible offer, and it's literally the single best lever that you can pull to get more replies. Now, here's what happens next after you give them the offer, and this is really the beautiful part of doing something like this. Depending on what your offer is, they'll probably need to jump on a call with you to actually get it delivered, and that's when you're able to build a relationship. You can dig deep, you understand their business, and by the time you're done delivering that free value, you're teed up to sell. It's exactly how the biggest companies in the world get customers for life. They have something cheap or they have something free that gets people in the door. The customer experiences it and they think to themselves, dang, this is pretty good. And then naturally it leads to them doing more business together. Okay, so now that you've got your irresistible offer figured out, now let's talk about how you actually write the email. Most cold emails fail because they're too long, they're too generic, or they're asking for too much too soon. I use something called the response formula, and it looks something like this. 1, a personalized line, which is optional. 2, the problem that they're facing for that specific niche and a relevant challenge for them. Proof, how you've solved this before. Solution / your offer. And here's the rule: we want to keep this under 80 words, period. Every extra word is just a reason for them to stop reading, in basically the attention area of it being super short. So let me break this down. Personalized line. This needs to be actually relevant, not generic garbage. For example, bad personalized lines: I saw you're hiring. I loved your recent LinkedIn post. Good personalized lines: saw you just opened a second location in Austin. Notice you're running meta ads to a homepage instead of a landing page. Looks like you're using HubSpot, but you don't have sequences set up. See the difference, guys? The good ones are specific. It's something that actually required some research. And if you can't do the personalized line, like, just skip it. Don't force it. No line is better than a fake generic one. Trust me on that one. Okay, number 2, problem. This is where most people screw up. You can't be vague with it. Bad problems in this case would be like, want more customers, need help with marketing, looking to scale. Doesn't work. Good problems to call out would be, are you losing deals because prospects ghost after a demo? Is your team spending 10 hours a week manually qualifying leads? Are you running paid ads but can't track ones that are actually converting to sales? The more niche and specific, the better. If they read it and think to themselves, wait, how did they know that? Then you nailed it. Okay, let's talk about number 3, which is proof. 1 sentence, guys, how you've helped someone like them solve that exact problem that you just called out with the solution that you're offering for free. For example, we just helped a SaaS company cut their lead qualification time from 10 hours to 2 hours per week using an automated scoring system. It's short, it's specific, and it ties directly to the problem and the offer. Okay, let's talk about the last section, which is the solution / your offer. And this is really where you drop your irresistible offer that we talked about in the last point. It could be something like, I'd love to build that same scoring system for you, no cost, so you can see if it works for your team. Let me just break down real email example of how you could actually apply this in your business and how you can actually get more replies using this framework. Hey, first name, saw you running meta ads to your homepage instead of a landing page. You're probably losing conversions because prospects can't figure out what to do next. We recently helped an e-commerce brand increase their conversion rate by 34% in 3 weeks by creating dedicated landing pages for each campaign. I'd love to create 3 landing pages for your top performing ads at no cost. Does this sound something that is appealing to you? Your name. Okay, so now you've got your offer in your email formula, but here's the thing. It only works if you're sending these messages to the right people. Look, most people, myself included, take a massive list of 10,000 prospects, blast out out the same email and wonder why the reply rate was less than 1%. Here's the truth. It's better to send 100 emails that are hyper-specific than 10,000 emails that are broad, and all the data backs this up. I call this the relevance filter. The goal here is simple. You're not looking for people in a specific industry. You're looking for people with a specific problem that you can solve. And I'm not saying that your list needs to be 50 people. Your list needs to be smaller than likely what you'd expect, and it feels small. It should feel small. Let me give you some examples. Bad targeting is something like e-commerce brands doing $1 million per year. Good targeting could be something like Shopify stores in the skincare niche doing $50,000 to $150,000 a month who are running meta ads but don't have a post-purchase email flow set up. See the difference here? The second one is way more relevant, and when your email speaks directly to their exact situation, they actually respond. Here's how you actually build these lists. You've really got two options. Option one, manual research, which is the scrappy way. You could hire a VA for $3 to $8 an hour and have them manually research prospects. Or option two is you use a tool like Instantly to filter down your list and use the filters by industry, keywords, location, technology that they use, job posting, and so much more. You may need to do like a little bit of manual work, but most of the tools do about 80 to 90% of the signaling and have most of that signaling built in for you. Some of these signals could be, like an e-commerce company that's running meta ads but don't have a pixel installed. Maybe an e-commerce company just launched a new product in the last 60 days. That means that they need more marketing support. For something like plumbers, they have Google ads, but their site isn't mobile optimized. They have a contact form instead of a click to call or an instant booking. They don't have Google My Business reviews over 5 stars. All hyper-focused, relevant targeting that you can provide a really clear solution. The point is, relevance wins. I'd rather have a small list that are primed, ready to buy, that have a problem that I can solve, that they can relate to my message, than 10,000 people who don't relate to my message whatsoever and hoping that they do. Okay, last piece, let's talk about follow-ups, because this is where most people simply just fumble the ball. Okay, you send a great first email, they don't reply. So what do? Most people send 7, 8, 9 follow-ups. They're getting more desperate every single time. And here's what happens. It tanks your response rate. It ruins your sending reputation. And it risks your deliverability tanking, meaning that you wouldn't even be able to send the emails going forward because you're not actually getting responses. And the email service providers say, hey, this guy's clearly spam because there's no engagement with this campaign. What actually works is 2 follow-ups. That's it. If they don't respond after 2 follow-ups, they are not interested, period. And that is fine. Move on. Just follow a simple structure like this. Follow-up number 1 could be 3 days later. Just bump the offer. Remind them why it's valuable. For e-commerce brands, hey, first name, following up on this, still happy to build those 3 landing pages for you at no cost. Let me know. For the plumber, hey, first name, following up, still happy to build that landing page and set up your call tracking for you at no cost. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing? Another follow-up, maybe 2 days after that, same thing, short, direct, and reference the offer. E-commerce, last one for me. If you'd like those landing pages, just reply yes and I'll get started. Plumbers, hey, first name, last one for me. If you want the landing pages and tracking set up, just reply yes and I'll handle it. That's it. You're not trying to convince them. You're trying to get them to raise their hand. If they're not responding, they're not ready, and that's okay. Now, here's what we do with the people who didn't respond. We recycle them into another list, and we start from the top of what I just taught you with a new offer that's different and might pique their interest. For e-commerce, maybe the first offer was landing pages, and the second offer could be meta ad creative audits or something along those lines, or a conversion rate analysis, or 50 email subscribers through a lead magnet campaign. For plumbers, maybe the first offer was a landing page, and the second offer could be 4 Google ad creatives or a free Google My Business optimization. It's a different angle using the same system of how you help your customers. The goal of cold email isn't to book a call with everyone. It's to find people who have the problem that you solve and are open to fixing it. If you like what you saw and you want to use the same software that I use to send my emails, pull relevant lists, follow up completely for me, then click on the video on the screen to go to the next video where I give you a full in-depth tutorial on using Instantly so you can skip the trial and error and start using this tool as soon as possible. Start automating your outreach today. I'll see you over there.